the pre-Civil War South. On Wednesday, I asked Churchill Downs CEO Bill Carstanjen in our interview about the decision to continue playing the song. He said after long deliberation and listening to all involved on both sides of the issue, the track believes the majority of the fans want the century-long tradition to continue. And it will shortly. But first, it's the call to post with Churchill Downs bugler Steve Butterland.
Ladies and gentlemen, the management and staff and horsemen of Churchill Downs proudly present the 148th running of the Kentucky Derby, presented by Woodford Reserve. Please rise as the University of Louisville Marching Band and Cardinal Singers perform My Old Kentucky Home.
Cheer of the crowd after those traditions. Here are the horses for the 148th Kentucky Derby. The one is Moat Donegal, winner of the World Memorial in New York, one of the 3-ton Fletcher trained horses seeking.
They were all born a little more than 1,000 days ago. Most of them within a few hours' drive, right here in Kentucky. They started walking just a few minutes later. Running followed soon after. The clock already ticking. On the 3 years they would have to get to this storied day. For some, everything was expected, based on their lineage and their look. As for others, one of the best things about this sport are the surprises that emerge. The horses you don't think will amount to much, but somehow seem driven to prove you wrong. As they've grown up, they've raced all over the country, all over the world. The folks surrounding them, devoting their lives to earning them this, today, a ride home. And an invitation to the biggest party of the year. Nearly over a century and a half, the greatest thoroughbred racehorses in history have built legends here. Now, in just a few moments, they take their turn in the 148th Kentucky Derby.
And all the planning, all the plotting, all the preparation is done. Now is the time. Starting gate for 20 is set. Horses circling behind. Crowd of well over 100,000 The murmur becomes a roar as they get set to see Epicenter. Now the favorite at 4-1 can bring it home. Or Tampa, Messier and Zandon, co-third at 6-1. O'Donegal 9-1. Not out of the question. Someone in that group of 5 after that can have a great chance to win this Kentucky Derby. No super horse who will be the horse we talk about for a long time. Finals, you looked at me and said, wow.
He looked great. I mean, when we saw him win the UAE Derby, we thought it was a good effort, really solid, but maybe a notch below the best in the United States. Since he's come here, he seems to have stepped up his game significantly in his training, in his lead changes in the morning.
Derby winner Cyberknife, the 16 in with some longer odds as well. Rich Strike, what an odd story. This time yesterday, they were thinking about a race in New York in June. Then all of a sudden, Ethereal Road scratches, and Rich Strike's got to get ready to roll. The Derby opportunity, I know the odds are really long at 79-1. But what have we learned about the Derby? You never know. We are set for a piece of horse racing history for 2022. Which horse will be talked about forever as the winner of the 148th Kentucky Derby? With the call, the voice of the Triple Crown. Here's Larry Kobus.
All right, Mike, and Tiz the Bomb has moved into the starting gate. Zandon is about to step forward into stall 10. The only one that's been acting up a bit was Happy Jack in post position number 2. He seems to have settled down. The long shot of the race, Rich Strike, who drew in, will be the last one to load here. The others are standing well in the starting gate. Rich Strike is coming up to that outside stall right now. Going in, and they're all in line. Ready for the start. Jack appears to be being backed out of the starting gate here. They're off in the Kentucky Derby. And Summer is Tomorrow had a great start and goes immediately to the early lead. Messier is away running with speed. Crown Pride to the outside. Epicenter is going to be taken back a bit. Down toward the inside as Tampa goes up outside of Chargent. And farther out and close to the pace is Cyberknife. Then comes on the outside Zozos as they race by us for the first time. It will be Summers Tomorrow to lead the way. Crown Pride on the outside second. Messier follows in third. Zozos fourth. Cyberknife is fifth to the outside. And then it's Tampa charging behind them. Epicenter finds himself in mid-pack here. Pioneer Medina, Smile Happy next, and then Zandon to the inside and wide of Mario. Lancet Causeway is after that, followed by Tawny Port. As they head to the backstretch, Simplification is next, then comes Tiz the Bomb, Rich Strike, O'Donegal to the inside, and then the two trailers of the backstretch are Barber Road and Happy Jack. That opening half mile was, whoa, blazing fast. 45.36 seconds for Summer is Tomorrow, who heads up the backstretch in front. With Japan's Crown Pride right alongside, and Messier goes up in between those two. The pace continues to be hot. Zozos is next after 3/4 in 1 minute 10 and 4 seconds, and now Epicenter comes splitting horses and is moving up quickly as Crown Pride takes the lead around the far turn. It is Crown Pride battling with Messier. They're stride for stride. Epicenter and Zozos in behind them. Cyberknife swings up to the outside. Zandon gives the rail run, and they're into the stretch. And it's Messier, Crown Pride, and Epicenter is coming up on the outside. Epicenter has taken the lead as they arrive into the final furlong. Zandon is coming after him. Epicenter and Zandon, these two, stride for stride. Simplification down the outside is next. And coming down to the wire, Epicenter, Zandon, Rich Strike is coming up on the inside. Oh my goodness, the longest shot has won the Kentucky Derby. Rich Strike has done it in a stunning, unbelievable upset.
Forget Rich Strike, Lightning Strike. That's one of the biggest upsets in the history of the Kentucky Derby. Friday morning at 8 a.m., this horse was not in the race. Eric Reed, the trainer, Sonny Leon, the jockey, had never been a part of the Derby, and they have won an unbelievably upset, shocking Kentucky Derby with Rich Strike, who went off at 80-1.
Mike, you could have bought this horse for $30,000 last September. He was in a claiming race. Oh my God, great ride by Sonny Leon in his first Kentucky Derby.
This is as big a shock as My Net Bird, Giacomo. This is absolutely stunning.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Not surprised at you. You had a lot of horse on. Yeah, man. Good for the morning. Hey! Hey!
Careful there, Rich Strike. What a moment for Rich Strike. When the trainer Eric Reed from Versailles, Kentucky, 57 years old, found out that Ethereal Ruin was scratched yesterday, his quote was, as you see the horse acting up a
He's
little
trying to
bit here.
savage the pony.
Yeah.
As if he hasn't done enough already beating 19 other horses. He's trying to beat up on the pony.
And he's been to a lot of the bettors as well, who had very little interest in him. The quote from the trainer was, "They're giving me CPR right now. We had already made plans to work out tomorrow and head to the Peter Pan at Belmont." I think the plans have just changed. Still trying to get this horse under control here. Rich Strike has stunned the racing world. So you have 20 horses that qualified for the Derby on points. The field is only 20 here. He was the first alternate, still trying to bite the pony here as they try to get him under control. We want to see here in a moment, once the horse gets settled down, where the horse came from. And you talked about Mind That Bird. Mind That Bird came from out of nowhere on the rail.
So did Rich Strike. He was way back in the back of the pack, not last, but he was right in the back trio after angling over to the inside. This was all about the pace. The quarter mile, unbelievably fast. So was the half mile. That's where the horse needed to be. And a great ride by Leon.
He was. I mean, look, when you're that long.
Just try and put this into words.
I don't know how I fell down the paddock when he hit the wire. I passed out. I'm so happy. And this is something that, is the reason everybody does this, because we're not supposed to be here. But I knew this horse loved the track, and he'd been training so good all year. And thanks to Rick for getting me here. But it's Sonny Leon. They know who he is now.
They do, the winning rider, Sonny Leon. Herbie, your son is a Kentucky Derby winning trainer. How does that feel for you?
Unbelievable. I can't explain it. It's unreal.
When you drew into this race, Rick, at the last moment, did you think we're just here for a great day, or did you genuinely believe that you could do something?
Oh, never, ever would Eric and I put a horse in a race we didn't think we could win. I promise you. We talked about this a year and a half ago. We talked about never putting a horse in that wasn't ready, wasn't fit. And we just knew that we had a shot because every time he went longer, he got better. And today we go to a mile and a quarter, and he just kept going.
Tell me about this man here, Eric, and the journey you've been on together.
He's the reason I'm in this business right now. There's a lot of story back behind that, but I was ready to get out of the industry. I wasn't just disenchanted with the whole thing.
You want to tell us that story? We've got the time.
Well, I won't, but I met Eric through a close friend of mine I've known for 35 years. I met here in Kentucky. He introduced us, and I thought, you know what, Pete Sherrill, and I said, you know what, I like this guy. I want to give it another shot, and it's been nothing but a great ride since. He always tells me exactly what's going on. Sometimes good news, sometimes the truth isn't good news, but it's always the truth, and I can deal with the truth. And this is the most unbelievable day ever, impossible.
Eric, Rick, Herbie,
Water.
as he said, Mike Tirica, they won the lottery and some. Well done, gents.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wow. To the trainer, Eric Reed, 1 second. A Kentuckian, he lost 23 horses in a 2016 fire. A stable located near Lexington, Kentucky. 13 horses were saved. The fire also claimed all the facility's track and supplies. Reed's office was located in the barn. He lost records, decades of trophies, racing memorabilia. And Red TR Racing, Rick Dawson, Oklahoma resident, his career background's in the energy business, in the upset business now.
This horse was bred and raised by Calumet Farm. They owned him for his first 2 starts. They put him in a $30,000 claiming race last September rather, and Rick Dawson and Eric Reed reached in and took him for $30,000, and look where they are now.
Explain.
A stunner. So, like we told you, the Derby's back to normal. Do you know how many people over there are saying we should have put a few bucks on the long shot? I told you we should have. The prices are going to be out of this world. Rich Strike, second longest odds for a Kentucky Derby winner. This horse who has been acting up as it's gotten its moment in the spotlight was on a 5-race losing streak, Jerry Bill.
This defies description. I mean, and look, I don't think it happens unless this kid, Sonny Leon, unless he rides a pretty much perfect race. He got over from the 21 post, and then he cut the corner turn for home.
And is sending somebody to
Number 21.
$63.67
Rick Strike, Group 1.
74.20 to place.
Win
29.40 to show.
at $163.60.
Try 21,310 pays almost 15 grand.
Wow.
Took 21,000. If for some unearthly reason you had simplification after Rich Strike.
Wow, man.
And time now for our White Claw race replay. What do you guys see as we look back?
Well, first of all, he did a fantastic job, Sonny Leon, getting from the 21 post down into the inside going into the first turn. And now this is going into the far turn. He had moved up one horse. He's in the 2-path right now, and he's going to move around one more horse. He doesn't seem to be running very fast, and he's moving. So Sonny Leon guides in between horses, and now he really starts to accelerate, and he'll move back in. As he approaches the middle of the turn, watch him move back to the inside rail. That was a really big move right there, because then the table is set for him to just run up the rail as the other front runners tire.
Epicenter's 2.5 lengths in front there. He was further back than usual early, but he handled it beautifully. Stormed to the lead. Sandin had a dream trip along the rail for most of the race. He swung out perfectly. It was the battle between the two horses we thought were the best.
Yes.
Lightning strike from Rich Strike. I think all of us were focused on that battle here. Terrific horses battling here down the stretch, and just look at the move.
Yeah, he actually had just a tiny bit of anxiousness there. He had to steer around Messier, who was stopping directly in his path. Horse didn't mind.
Look, Jerry and I have been doing this a long time, right?
80 combined derbies for you two.
We had to look up how to pronounce Sonny Leon. With you. We talk to trainers all the time. I don't believe we've ever spoken to Eric Reed. It's possible, but he did a fantastic job.
He rode it like he'd won 3 derbies already.
That was our White Claw race replay. Well, I guess we're going to get to know Rich Strike and Eric Reed and Sonny Leon a little more. And that's why sports is great. You show up, you have no idea. Like we said, Friday morning we woke up, this horse wasn't in the field. Throw those roses. Act like you've been there before. Now you can say you have. Sonny Leon, you are a Kentucky Derby winner. Rich Strike at the center, went off as the favorite. Simplification, then O'Donoghue slide on back through. So the story's been told you, tis the bomb there, finishing 9th. Taba finishing 12th. Happy Jack 14th. Messier slowed at the end 15th. White Barrio 16th. Summers tomorrow started on the lead.
Yeah,
to the winner's circle and Rebecca Lowe.
Mike, thank you very much indeed. Well, goodness me, that was one of the biggest moments of any sport anywhere, I think it's fair to say. Joining us here in the winner's circle, we've got the CEO of Churchill Downs, Bill Carstanjen, and the Governor of Kentucky, Andy Beshear.
Today shows you that anything is possible in horse racing, and anything is possible in Kentucky. We welcome the world to the electric vehicle battery production capital of the United States of America, the agriculture technology capital of the United States of America, the thoroughbred capital of the world, and the home of bourbon. And today, we are proud to congratulate Rich Strike, trainer Eric Reed, Red TR Racing, Rick Dawson. Congratulations on winning the Kentucky Derby.
I'm going to grab a couple of words with you. You just told me a second ago you found out your horse was in the Derby exactly when?
About 30 seconds before the deadline on Friday morning. Mr. Lucas had to scratch his horse, put us in the race, and we really always felt like if we could just get in, we got a shot. We proved it today.
Did you really believe?
Absolutely.
So when he was closing, what was going through your mind?
Never entered a race we didn't think we could win, ever. That's just what Eric and I have always talked about. We don't do it. If they're not ready to win, then we'll take them back and train them some more and figure out where to put them.
And you've had about 20 minutes for this to sink in. Can you believe it? Look at your eyes.
It's like having a football team and winning a Super Bowl, I promise you. Probably bigger. You only got one player. Unbelievable.
Congratulations, Rick. Ahmed.
Here with a winning trainer in Eric Reed, winning jockey Sonny Leon. Eric, in your wildest dreams, did you think you'd be standing here right now?
Not really. I knew the horse could do it if he could find his way through the traffic. That's why I had Sonny on him. He got us here. He knows the horse, and we knew this horse would get the distance. It was just could he get through the company, and he gave him just the greatest ride that I've ever seen. And this horse had trained just remarkable for the race.
Quick 2-week turnaround now to the Preakness. What do you think his chances are?
I think they're real good. This horse is just getting good, and he's been getting better every race. We spaced these races properly. I was challenged to run him in the Lexington for fear that we wouldn't get in here, but it wasn't about that. It was about taking care of the horse. We knew the Belmont would probably be where we'd go if we didn't get here, so now we got to look at all three.
Sonny Leon, the jockey, the winning jockey. Oh, excuse me, Eric, yes.
I'm sorry. This is to my son, Hunter, who couldn't be here today. Was it worth it to you, Daddy?
Congratulations. Sonny, that ride was amazing. I think shocked basically every person in this building. What are you thinking right now?
Well, I'm feeling really happy. You don't know what excited I'm feeling. So especially because I brought my family with me. My daughter first time in the Kentucky Derby, first time for me, and we did it.
You did it. I want you to take us through how you did it. How did you beat Epicenter right at the end?
Well, I know my horse. I know I had a horse for this race. I don't know if it's for the winter race, but when we are in the race in the 5 furlong in the last 5 days, I can feel in my horse tough. It was tough.
So we'll give you a look at it for the first time. You can see it right here. Describe what you're seeing.
Wow, I try to be clear, you know, and being nice and easy and race back. And then that's what I did. And when we turning for home, 17 yards, I say, I think I got this race. I think I got to keep it right more than ever.
What do you think?
Wow, it was amazing, amazing. Especially right there in the last 50 yards. I say, I got a race. And then we did it. The dream come true.
You did it. You got to share it with your family. Chris, Paula, a year and 2 months got to witness a Kentucky Derby win for their father. Congratulations. Mike?
Ahmed, Rebecca, thanks. Sonny Leon started his career in 2015, smaller racing circuits. He's been the leading rider the last 3 years at Mahoning Valley. That's in Youngstown, Ohio. And I think that might be the first time we've mentioned that track on the Triple Crown show. Just really does show you how the sport has an aspect where you never know where that next turn is going to come, or the next person who finds greatness.
You know, Randy put it well. I mean, the pace, the hot pace early setup for closers, I just didn't think it would be this closer that would get the job done. But brilliant ride by Sonny Leon. You got to tip your hat to him. I guess we'll see him in a couple weeks.
It's the anatomy of an upset. The fastest opening quarter mile in the 148-year history of the Kentucky Derby. When that happens, funky things tend to result. If you would have told us it's going to be a radioactive pace and a horse is going to come from way back and win, we would have run to bet on Zanda, right?
Or Mo Donegal.
Or Mo Donegal, but not Rich Strike.
1981, Top Avenger had a 21 4/5 first quarter, finished 19th. The first quarter started it. The pace was extraordinary. The finish was memorable. The second largest win payout in the history of the Derby, Inspiring America, the 2022 Inspirationalist, comes up next, or tonight I should say, in prime time, on NBC. It was an inspiring run for the Roses, shockingly won by a horse nobody talked about. It's the first Saturday in May, a day that always belongs to the city of Louisville.
Ponies, a pageantry, but what about the party?
Don't miss a party like this.
Look,
knows that the Kentucky Derby has it all.
Don't try this at home.
Is this incredible or what? This gotta be the best place to watch the race.
Ladies and gentlemen, riders up.
They're on. It's the Kentucky Derby. Rich Strike is coming up on the inside. Oh my goodness! The longest shot has won the Kentucky Derby.
And the second longest shot, Rich Strike will join us for the People's Party at the Preakness. See you in 2 weeks in the second leg of horse racing's Triple Crown on NBC. For RC, Mike Tirico. So long from Louisville.
Rise and shine, people. It's brunch in the big league.